Ashley, and I'm from Puerto Rico, from the University of Puerto Rico, and I'm studying environmental sciences over there. I'm also part of the SSC, and I work a lot with the Sierra Club Puerto Rico chapter. And today we're going to be talking about one of the big struggles that we've had to protect a natural reserve in Puerto Rico. We've been struggling with this since like 1978, and the Sierra Club Puerto Rico chapter has dedicated most of its time on the island to protecting this area in particular.
My name is Joseph Bonet. I'm studying environmental engineering at the Polytechnic University of Puerto Rico. I'm also a member of the Envirogineers, a group of engineers and scientists at the Polytechnic. And we're going to talk about the Northeast Ecological Corridor, which was, there's a struggle between this. This is going to be a cute little story.
Okay, so the Northeast Ecological Corridor, as you can see, is all that yellow line that is like delineated over there, and it starts off at the west side, which it's at the municipality of Luquillo, and it starts off at a beach called La Pared, and it goes all the way to the east side into a beach called Seven Seas. It is approximately 3,057 acres of land, pristine land, and it is about 40 minutes from the metro area, our capital, San Juan. This area is particularly important to us because it has a lot of very important ecosystems to the island. For example, it has all of the coastal areas, coastal wetland areas that are native to Puerto Rico, like the seagrasses that Omar was talking about, the coral reefs, mangroves, and other such wetlands like that. It also is home to one of those seasonal bioluminescent bays. And what's interesting about this area is that Puerto Rico, during the 1930s, was basically, its economy was run by agriculture. And during this time, practically all of our primary forests were destroyed. We were left with about like 6 or 7% of primary forests. And it's interesting because this whole area was a cane plantation, but you can actually find a primary forest over there that we don't know why they left it like virgin, but you can find the primary forest over there.
This area contains 866 different species. Like our friend was telling us, the island contains a lot of unique species in an island that's 100 by 35. One of the problems is that area specifically has 54 species that are about to go endangered. And one of the most popular species is, I think, the leatherback turtle, which is the biggest turtle species you can find in the world. The idea for this corridor was to produce 2 hotels in this area with 1,000 residential units, a golf course, and then the other side would be the same, about 3,000 residential units, another golf course, and hotels, and all of them. The government changed the wording on it. Instead of, they took out the reserve out of it, and they call it the green reserves. For the people, they would just be confused. So it's just it's a wording problem. It's a language problem too.
Okay, this picture right here is actually a picture of after a hurricane in this area. This area is actually very prone to flooding, so it's not a very good place to like build really big resorts because they would get flooded. So this is a picture of the area where the San Miguel resort is supposed to be constructed, And you can see that it's not a very good place to construct a resort, especially after a hurricane, which are pretty common in Puerto Rico.
The locals that live around this area, because the infrastructure was based usually because of the people that live in the metropolitan area. These people really, they live in the United States of America, and sometimes a lot of days in the week they don't get any water because it's not sustainable. And then with the project, we're going to build 2 hotels, golf courses, and residential units. We know they're going to be affected immediately. They have a deficit of 3.6 million gallons a day, and that's not counting the millions of gallons a day both resorts are going to be using in this area.
So basically there are different groups that have joined together, and the community around the area of Luquillo and Fajardo have been getting together because obviously they don't want these big projects to take over their home and the area of the Northeast Ecological Corridor. So basically we proposed a plan for the area to be developed, but like ecotouristically. Okay, and here is the example of the proposal. Basically, it would be composed of having small eco hotels where people could go and they could observe the marine turtles in their nesting land. It also includes surfing areas for fishing, for the local people of Luquillo to go fishing, kayaking, scuba diving, snorkeling. There's the El Yunque National Rainforest, actually connects with the Northeast Ecological Corridor. So basically, we would have a plan for the access of El Yunque to the Northeast Ecological Corridor, access to the beaches, for people to go cycling, and other agricultural stuff in the area. The other proposal is to have a community portal, because this area needs to have like entrances, and the best proposal is to have the Luquillo, Fajardo, and Juan Martin portal. These are all communities around the Northeast Ecological Corridor, and basically people from these communities would build their own businesses, and these would basically be the entrances into the corridor. So when the public comes in, these people could benefit from the area, having their own jobs, and receiving all that public into their area with restaurants and with those businesses for kayaking and snorkeling and all of those recreational things that they could do in the corridor.
The history behind this natural reserve started in 1972. The area wanted to become a natural reserve. By 1992, a legislation was proposed and it was going through. By 1995, what happened was that it did go through the House, but once it got to the Senate, it was disbanded by actually 3 senators because they already had plans and contracts before any planification or any type of junta or administration started to any plans. People already had ideas on what to do with this way before it was even demoted from a natural reserve. Now, what we're trying to do is just find some type of not a real medium. It's like we would wish the reserve would be untouched, but there's just so much push behind it to completely destroy it. That's why we're proposing about those small little eco hotels, something that people can go in there and appreciate the area, but at the same time protect it.
And yeah, this is our governor, Luis Fortuño, and this is our current governor. And after we've spent all these years struggling to protect this area, and finally in 2008 we had our governor for that time, Aníbal Acevedo Vilá, he signed an executive order to protect the area. But since it was an executive order, it meant that this area would only be protected while he was in power. So when this guy came in, he was the first governor in the history of Puerto Rico to eliminate the designation of a natural reserve. So yeah, we're pretty much struggling with that right now. And as Joseph had pointed out, the main animal that basically represents the Northeast Ecological Corridor is the leatherback turtle. And the nesting season for the leatherback turtle just started out in Puerto Rico, and we always have a festival with the Loquillo community. And is it today? Today is Saturday, right? Yeah. Today is the festival of the Tinglar, and we couldn't be there because we're here with you guys having a great time in Parashift. And it's the 6th annual festival of the Tinglar. So all the fine people of Loquillo and Fajardo are gathered over there celebrating that this wonderful turtle is nesting in their area. And we want to protect this area. So yeah, we're pretty much struggling for this. So yeah, that's what we want to do. We want them to give us back our reserve and to protect our corridor. Thank you.